This takes us further into the hidden curriculum, what the workplace teaches that degrees do not. No degree teaches office politics, emotional intelligence, or professional boundaries, but work demands them. Chapter 14, Leadership Without Authority, Influence from the Middle. The core lesson here is leadership is exercised through influence, credibility, and service, not just titles or formal power. This chapter focuses on leading from positions without formal authority, middle management, project roles, academic settings, and cross-functional teams. It demonstrates how trust, consistency, competence, and emotional intelligence allow professionals to shape outcomes, motivate others, and drive change even without positional power. The chapter is especially relevant for emerging leaders navigating complex organizational structures. Leadership is often imagined as something that flows downward from those with titles, budgets, and formal authority. Yet much of the most consequential leadership in organizations occur from the middle, exercised by individuals who influence outcomes without controlling structures. So let us redefine leadership. Leadership is not defined by proximity to power. It is defined by impact, integrity, and intention. Those who lead without authority learn to influence systems rather than dominate people. They understand that leadership is not about control, but contribution. We want to help you to build high-performing, sustainable organizations. Let's go to chapter 15, Boundaries, Burnout, and the Myth of Endless Capacity. The core lesson here is that sustainable excellence requires boundaries. Burnout is not a badge of honor. This chapter confronts a culture of overwork and the dangerous assumption that high performers have infinite capacity. Drawing from personal and professional experiences, it explores the cost of chronic overexhaustion, overextension, the importance of self-advocacy, and the role of boundaries in preserving health, integrity, and long-term impact. The chapter reframes rest and limits as strategic, not selfish. These are strategic choices. It is important for all current and future leaders to recognize that capacity is finite. Stewardship matters. Burnout is not a badge of honor, as I said before. Sustainable impact requires boundaries. It is important for you to set boundaries. When you purchase the book, I encourage you to go through chapter 15 in a very timely manner so you can understand how to set boundaries. Let's go to chapter 16, Faith, Values, and Work, the quiet integration. The core lesson in this chapter is that values shape leadership most powerfully when they are lived, not announced. This chapter explores how faith and personal values can guide professional conduct without becoming performative or divisive. It emphasizes integrity, compassion, service, and consistency as expressions of deeply held beliefs. Rather than advocating overt religiosity in the workplace, the chapter presents a model of quiet integration, where values inform decisions, relationships, and leadership styles in ways that earn trust and respect. For many professionals, faith and deeply held values occupy a private space, carefully guarded, rarely discussed, and intentionally separated from work. This separation is often a survival strategy, born of environments where values are misunderstood, misused, or dismissed as unprofessional. The quiet integration of faith and work does not demand uniformity of beliefs. It demands authenticity. It allows professionals to bring their whole selves to work, not loudly, not defensively, but faithfully. In doing so, they create environments where trust can grow, where leadership has moral weight, and where success is measured not only by outcomes, but by impact. Faith lived quietly does not retreat from the workplace, it steadies the workplace. Chapter 17. From employee to ecosystem builder. The core